Hey there everybody, you're watching Cathlist and I'm still Pete Burak. The ascension of Jesus into heaven is found in Acts 1, 9 through 11, and at the end of each of the synoptic gospels. Simply put, it's the exit of Christ's bodily form from earth into the presence of God. Most paintings tend to portray it with the invisible elevator motif, but I've always pictured it more like Jesus was gliding up into heaven on an escalator. Gasp! Maybe he was raised up on eagle's wings? What? Regardless of how you view it, today we'll be talking about 9 things you need to know about the Ascension. So, stick around. First of all, when? The narrative in Acts 1 takes place 40 days after Christ's resurrection from the dead. Therefore, the Feast of the Ascension is always celebrated on the 40th day after Easter, and always on a Thursday. It officially marks the end of the Easter season in the Catholic Church. Meanwhile, your local Target switched from Easter to 4th of July paraphernalia yesterday. According to the Bible, Jesus, in the company of his disciples, told them to remain in Jerusalem until Pentecost, and then was taken up into heaven as clouds obscured him and his escalator from their view. After that, 2 men in white appear and tell them Jesus would return in the same way. Although, come to think of it, that method doesn't quite have the end of days vibe, does it? It's gotta be the eagle. According to tradition, the ascension took place from the top of the Mount of Olives. You know, the olive orchard where Jesus went to pray before he was arrested and executed. The first written evidence of the observance of the Feast of the Ascension comes from St. Augustine, and he traces its origin to the apostles. Following him, John Chrysostom, or however you want to call him. If you want to learn more about him, you can watch the video you didn't watch on him, number 36, in the archive. And Gregory of Nyssa make reference to the feast. Number 5, did you know there's an Italian tradition to bring grapes and beans to be blessed on the Feast of the Ascension? What do you mean beans? The grapes and beans represent the feast in heaven held for the dead that had been barred from the gates until Jesus opened them. You gotta imagine that was quite a banging party, especially with all the beans and grapes they had. Whenever I go to a party, I always bring my beans. Everybody looks forward to when the Buraks arrive, because the Burak beans are something to behold. Some Brits, as in British types, believe that eggs laid on Ascension Day will never rot. And that they will give a year of good luck if they're put on the roof. Yes, the roof. Here's a riddle for you. If a rooster lays an egg on the top of this house, which way will it roll down? The answer at the end. Number 7, Ascension Day is a public holiday in some countries, Norway, Belgium, Sweden, Finland, France, and Germany included, and many workers take a long weekend from work. That sounds nice. Did you know there's a Welsh superstition that working on Ascension Day is unlucky? I can also get behind that. Apologist Jimmy Akin writes that the Ascension doesn't point to Jesus' absence, but that he's alive and in our midst in a new way. He's no longer in a specific place as he was before the Ascension, but he's now present in every space and time. It's good to know that we are never alone and we are guided by the crucified and risen Lord. And that is all the time we have for now, folks. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Cathlist. And now you know the rest of the story. The egg won't roll down either side of the house because roosters do not lay eggs, traditionally. Hens do. God bless. Most paintings tend to portray... Okay, here we go. About him in one of the videos we didn't... Shoot! Ain't no party like a beans and grapes party!